Hi, Paul here from Trekitt with Harry as usual behind the camera, and today, despite my protestations about it being the warmest day of the year so far, Harry has imprisoned me in the new Hereford filming studio. This is a work of art created by Harry and Ben. And it's the first time we've used it. Harry's loving it because he doesn't have to stand around in the cold and the wet. I'm not enjoying it so much because I quite like being outside. But anyway, why are we here today? We're here today to talk to you about the iconic Osprey Talon 22. The Talon 22 was the first of its kind really in defining what is a truly versatile, all-mountain, all-activities pack. You can use this for trail running, mountain biking, gravel cycling, scrambling, climbing, hiking, hill walking, bit of light mountaineering and scrambling. It really was the pack that defined that genre of multi-purpose, multi-activity packs. And for this new season, it's been given an upgrade in fabrics and in back system. Quick glimpse. There you go, that's all you get for now. So we'll go into that into more detail. We'll go through all of the new features and updates. So stay tuned right to the end to get to know and re-love this fabulous pack. Okay, so before I start prattling on about all the techie stuff, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you hit the little bell icon, you'll get notifications as soon as we post any new videos. So what is it? Harry rather helpfully just said, bag. He is a man of few words. What is the Osprey Talon 22? Well, like I said in the intro, it's the iconic all-mountain, all-activity pack. I've used one of these myself, the original version. Used it for many years. I've used it for just about all of my outdoor activities. It's a brilliant pack, serves you really well. It's durable, it's comfortable, it's lightweight, it moves with you, it's flexible yet still supportive to carry the weight that you would normally associate with this kind of pack. So if you're looking for one pack to do everything where you're not necessarily carrying a huge amount of kit, just enough to get you through the day, then the Osprey Talon 22 should definitely be on your wish list. Okay, so what is the new and rather lovely Osprey Talon 22 made from? Well, much like many of the brands for this season, Osprey have embraced the whole environmental and recycling story. And so, yeah, well done, Osprey. It's really good to see more recycled fabrics coming through. So this is made with a 100 by 210D Robic recycled nylon. So, and that fabric is the same across the whole range. You can see I've got a couple of other Talons here. So right through the whole Talon range, they're using that recycled fabric. And not only is it recycled, which is great for the planet, it's also Blue Sign approved. Blue Sign is basically an accreditation given to manufacturers of materials and brands themselves to prove that the whole production process from raw material right through to finished product is sustainable and ethical, both in regards to the planet and also the people involved in the whole process. So if you see a Blue Sign approved fabric or a Blue Sign approved material, you know that it is ethical and sustainable. And then in the high wear areas of the pack, so down the front here and on the bottom of the pack, the areas of the pack that get the most abuse, to be honest, are made with a heavier duty version of that recycled fabric. In this case, it's a 420D, so that's a 420 denier nylon, very tough, very robust. So it just gives you that added durability without adding excess weight to the whole pack. And again, that's the same throughout the whole Osprey range. So they're using those two different weights of fabrics throughout the whole range. And then to improve the weather resistancy of the whole pack, the fabrics are treated with a DWR. So that's a durable water repellent. It's a treatment that's applied to the fabric. Face fabric just allows rain and snow to bead up and roll off the pack. Now, please don't be under any assumption that this is a waterproof pack. It is not waterproof. That DWR just helps the outer fabrics, like I say, repel light rain and snow and stop the fabric soaking up moisture. But if you want to keep the contents of your pack dry, I would thoroughly recommend the use of something like an X-Bed fold dry bag. I've been using them myself. And not only do they keep the contents of your pack dry, it means you can organise into different bags. So you might have a first aid kit in one bag, your over trousers in another, your lunch in another bag, etc., etc. So this pack isn't waterproof and it doesn't come with a rain cover because it's part of that kind of light, fast, sort of easy moving, fast hiking kind of range from Osprey. They don't put a rain cover in there. And to be honest, personally, I'm not a massive fan of rain covers. I think they're a bit annoying and flap around in the rain. By the time you get them on, your pack's wet anyway. So stick with the dry bags and then you don't have to worry about stopping to put the rain cover on and off all the time. Okay, so let's get to where the magic happens, the back system. Any rucksack is defined by its back system, and the Talon 22 used to have quite a flexible back system, and this season it has been improved. Osprey have taken technology from their kind of heavier trekking packs, their AG systems for instance, and kind of trickled down into this range to give it a little bit more stability while still keeping that massive airflow and comfort. So they've introduced a frame sheet. So you've got a sheet of HDPE in the back here. That's it, there it is. That noise there. So that provides kind of stability for the pack, transfers the load down to the hips, but it's still flexible enough. You can see it's twisting. It'll still bend with you whilst you're using the pack, but provide that stability. And then over the top of that, you've got these foam ridges, which create air channels, which allow the air to move through between the pack and yourself. Now the pack does sit quite close to your back. It is a close contact system that will contact all the way through. So it's not like these kind of big air mesh trampoline systems that you see on other bags. It's designed to fit close to your body, so when you're moving fast, the pack isn't swaying around and moving around. We use a phrase, it clings to your back like a frightened monkey. So it's designed to sit close, but you've got those channels in there to allow airflow. So don't be under the impression this is going to be uncomfortable to wear. Far from it, they are extremely comfortable to wear, and the airflow has been increased for this season, so you get masses of air moving around between the pack and your back. Now the Talon 22 comes in two different back lengths, and each of those back lengths is fully adjustable. So there's a Velcro, the tab at the top here. The whole shoulder harness is attached via Velcro. So if you just bear with me a sec, I'll show you. There you go, that actually comes out, so that's attached to the shoulder harness. And that goes underneath that HDPE sheet. And you can just move that up and down to suit your back length. Now getting your fit of your rucksack is as important as getting your fit of your boots absolutely right. It's going to determine how comfortable you feel through the day. It's also going to determine how well that weight is carried on your back and how well that load is transferred through to your hips. So rather helpfully, Hannah has done a video. Harry will put a link up here. So please go and have a look and get some tips and advice on how to fit your rucksack properly. So like I said, two different sizes, each size fully adjustable with this Velcro shoulder harness. And then down at the bottom, you've got this really nice, lightweight, flexible hip fins. And these form one piece that blends really seamlessly into the back system, so that weight is transferred really nicely. And they have a forward pull, lightweight webbing hip belt on there as well, just to lock those into place onto your hips. Now the assumption is you're not going to be carrying masses of weight in here, so these are quite lightweight and flexible. And they also feature perforated foam at the front there just to help with ventilation. Shoulder straps also feature that ventilated foam, and as an added bonus, it also gives them a little bit of stretch. You can see that, there's a little bit of stretch in there. So when you've got the pack on your back and you're moving around, the pack doesn't feel sort of tight and restrictive on you at all. So fully ventilated shoulder straps with a mesh overlay to kind of finish off the whole of the carrying system and the back system. Okay, Talon 22 is pretty well packed with features actually. You get loads of storage options and loads of useful features to make the bag really versatile. So whilst I've got it this way around, let's start down here on the hip belt. So each hip fin has its own zipped security pocket on the outside here. Really handy, particularly for jelly babies, if you want those little trail snacks. So nice big hip fin, and they're hip fin pockets, sorry, and they are three-dimensional. So if you put something in them and tighten the hip belt up, they'll still retain that kind of baggy shape. So you can actually get things in when the hip belt's nice and tight. Up on the shoulder harness here, you've got an adjustable sternum strap, so that moves up and down. And on the buckle side of it here, there's a little whistle on there. Top tension straps, grab handle up at the top for grabbing, basically. And then behind the back system, so between the back system itself and the main body of the pack, is your hydration sleeve. The reason it's there is it means that you can take the bladder in and out without having to empty the contents of the pack. So it just makes it easier. And there's, Osprey have created a little void behind the back system, so you can get up to a 3-litre bladder in there, and there's a little clip at the top just there to stop the hydration sleeve slumping down if it's half full. And then turning round, let's start down at the bottom. You've got a little blinker light attachment here, so you can put your little red LED on there if you're using this for cycling or for running at night. Just a little easy way to attach a red LED light onto the back of there. You've got this large stretch pocket on the front with a quick release buckle if you need to get something a little bulkier in there. I find this the perfect place to put soggy over trousers or gaiters, things that you don't want inside the pack because they're all soggy and muddy basically. So they go in there really nicely. And then this is a unique feature to the Talon 22, which makes it kind of super versatile, is this lid lock system here. So you've got this kind of plastic thing on the front here that is on a stretchy bungee, and that goes up through the vent at the top of your helmet and holds your cycling helmet or your climbing helmet onto the outside of the pack, and you can adjust the tension on the elastic. There's a little buckle on the inside. I'll show you that a bit later. But that's a brilliant feature. Just keeps the helmet nice and safe and secure on the outside of the pack. And then down on the side of, well, down on each side of the pack, you've got these stretchy water bottle or whatever else you want to put in there, with a nice little compression system over the top, so whatever's in the pocket you can squash down. But it also means that if the pack is kind of partially full, you can really squish the contents in to keep the pack nice and stable. And then right up at the top here, you've got a zip pocket with a nice soft lining, great place to keep sort of goggles, sunnies, that sort of thing. And then inside the pack, you've got a mesh pocket with a key clip, so a great place to store your wallet and your car keys, keep them nice and secure. They're tucked away right inside the pack. And then finally on the outside, you've got the Osprey's rather unique and patented stow and go system. It's a really clever way of stowing your hiking poles without taking your pack on and off. They sit kind of diagonally underneath your arm. We'll do a little clip and show you how that works. But it does mean that you don't have to take your pack off to stow your poles away or to get them out, or pester a mate of yours to get your poles off the back of your pack. It's a really clever system and just makes access to the poles super easy. And then finally, you've got an ice axe loop. So you've got a little bungee cord up at the top here with a little hook, so you can hook that around the shaft of the axe. And if you're wondering where the other end of the loop is, it's just tucked away inside here. So kind of where this stretched mesh ends, there's a little pocket here, and tucked away in there is the webbing loop for the head of the ice axe. So if you're not using an ice axe, you can tuck that away so it doesn't catch on things when you're walking. Pop that up inside that sleeve. And if you're not a big fan of stow and go, you don't want the poles down the side of your pack, you want them on the outside out of the way, that you can also store your trekking poles on this system as well. On the left-hand shoulder strap, Osprey have now introduced a really nice little mesh stretch pocket. It's not quite big enough for a big phone, but you could get a hydration flask in there, or even a Mars bar. So how does the Talon 22 fit? Well, like I said earlier, it's really, really important to get the fit of your pack absolutely right. That's why Osprey rather helpfully do it in 2 different sizes, and each size is size adjustable. So the fit of the pack isn't determined by your height. I'm 6'3", for instance, but I would use the shorter back system on here because my height is all in my legs. I mean, my hips are up to here, for goodness sake. You know, I've got really stupidly long legs and a short torso. So I would use the smaller of the 2 sizes in here and maybe just adjust it up a little bit to give me that get that fit absolutely perfect. But it's really, really important that you consider your torso length. So that's kind of from your vertebrae there to the top of your hips, rather than your overall height when you're considering one of these packs. So that's it. That is the lovely and hugely versatile Osprey Talon 22, upgraded with recycled and sustainable fabrics and a new back system for this season. Personally, I think it's a great improvement. Like I said, I've used one of these for many years, and the new back system particularly is a big improvement in terms of stability and comfort, and then obviously a fantastic environmental story with those sustainable and recycled products, materials used throughout the whole of the Talon range. So yeah, nice one, Osprey, good work there. So yeah, if you're looking for a pack to do everything for fast and light, for days out in the hills, for a bit of scrambling, a bit of mountain biking, a bit of running, you name it, this pack will do it all. Okay, thanks very much for watching. It's been a pleasure to be in the studio, even though it is lovely and sunny outside, Harry. Yeah, to talk to you about this Osprey Talon 22. If you've enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe, you know what to do. And if you've got any comments or questions, pop them in the section below. It's always good to hear from you. And I shall sign off. So thanks very much for watching. Toodaloo.